lie.
Yeah,
Did y'all hear that
cause
Henry Cavill was actually upset about the Black Superman thing, or did I hear one of y'all say that?
yeah, I was looking at the article actually yesterday.
No
He
way, I don't
he
believe
was
it.
like, man, he won't come back and play Superman because instead of letting him come back, they trying to think of all other kind of stuff, which I can't blame him.
Trying to
Nah,
Cause
I ain't
I'm
gonna
capitalize
say.
I'm
on
You
not
know,
him.
ready.
leave
I'm not
Superman
ready
alone.
for it just yet. They got so many other
Nah,
black characters they could do first, just like
that's
No,
Black
they
my
got too
whole
many
Panther
other
thing,
black.
bro.
for Marvel.
It, it's not about having black characters they could do. It's about having black characters they need to do first
Yeah.
that are actually fucking black. Like, damn. Wait till we start recording
Go
this shit,
ahead and
bro.
do Vixen. Go ahead and do Jonathan Stewart.
I ain't all that, man. You can do all that.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, what's up, everybody? It's been a while. Look like we recording everything already. This is the Lost Blurs
Test, test, test.
podcast. What's going on? I'm Will the Kraken.
I am Jason the villain.
Yo, what's up? This is Brandon, the doctor, coming from the pharmacy.
Yeah.
You,
And
as always, I'm
welcome.
at detention.
Yeah, welcome to another episode of the Lost Blurs. All right, today's episode, we're gonna take it back to a little, we're gonna break down to pretty much one little character and kind of break down the evolution or the series of movies, and we're not talking about the comics. We're talking about the MCU Sony movies of Spider-Man. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna see what everybody's favorite Spider-Man, who's the best, what's the best Spider-Man villain. Have a few pick ones and who you got, and it always gonna end it with our one of our favorite segments. Probably is his favorite segment, the cosplay
Definitely mine.
crush. All right. So we're coming up to the first question. Who's everybody's favorite Superman? Or who's the best? I mean,
Spider
excuse me,
Man.
Spider
It's all
Man. We were
good.
talking
It's
about
all good.
Superman earlier.
It's been a
But
long
hey,
time.
Spider Man.
I've been stuck in detention doing this shit. I don't know who wants to go first.
I'll take a stab at it first.
Fire away.
This was, I ain't gonna say it was a hard question, so I'm gonna answer it two ways. Because I got who I think is the best Spider-Man, but he's not my favorite Spider-Man.
Okay.
So if I had to
Interesting.
rank them, in my opinion, cracking, as far
I
as the
didn't
best
rank now.
Spider-Man, my number three Spider-Man is actually gonna be Tobey Maguire.
Thanks, sweetheart.
And my number two is gonna be Tom Holland. And for me, the best Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield. But my favorite Spider-Man is Tom Holland as of right now.
Okay.
I feel like he's young, but I feel like he was kind of overshadowed in some of the earlier movies because you had Robert Downey Jr. sharing a lot of screen time with him, and of course he gonna steal the spotlight.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like Toby, although I believe he had the better Spider-Man movies, I still felt like he was kind of old looking to me. He didn't really portray Peter Parker the way I felt like he should. But I think Andrew Garfield's rendition of Peter Parker was probably the most comic book accurate,
Okay.
especially the way he was with the sarcasm and stuff. Like Spider Man, he's almost kind of like Daredevil, not Daredevil, but Deadpool, just without the vulgarness as far as the stuff he does and says and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I feel you. Kind of
So
bumbling
I feel
around
like
there, does his
Garfield did
thing. I
that the
feel you.
best.
Just let me go.
Is that a knife? Is that a real knife?
Yes, it's a real knife.
My weakness. It's small knives.
Just let me go.
Anything
okay?
but a knife!
Oh, it's so simple. That was cool, man.
Um, so yeah, Garfield would be my best find. He's the best actor out of the three right now. Um, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, but I think with time, Tom Holland is gonna be the best. But as of right now, I'm gonna give it to Garfield.
All
Okay.
right.
Really, what you
We,
got?
uh, you know what? I wasn't prepared for a ranking system, but me being that kind of guy, I can do this off the top of my head. At number three is actually very similar to my brother, the doctor. Um, at number three, I'm gonna go with Tubby Mcguire. Um, I think he holds property to the two worst Spider-Man movies I've ever seen. We were actually just discussing this. I think Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 completely suck, just on multiple levels. Um,
The
so I'm gonna
disrespect.
give him number three. Number two, I'm gonna go with Tom Holland. I like him because of his quirkiness, and it's a close one too. I'm gonna give Andrew Garfield the nod, and I'll tell you why. I like Tom Holland. It's really pretty much exactly what my brother just said. Um, I like his. He has this boyish charm about him, right? He's
Yeah.
like a really he's
Hmm.
really like a kid in high school. You know what I mean? He's like he's really believable with the role. Sometimes he's a little too hokey with it for me. He's a little too like oblivious to what's going on. But I think Andrew Garfield, the reason he comes in number one, he had the body make for it. He had the boyish charm too, but he had this more high school persona. It's like Tom Holland is more like if Spider Man started becoming him in like eighth, ninth grade or something like
Yeah,
that.
dude. He like Tom Holland, like ninth grade.
Yeah, he's like ninth
Garfield,
grade
like
Peter
junior,
Parker.
senior year high school.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the way I kind of like my Spider Man. And so although like I said, I think that's actually like you said. I think Tom Holland's probably the better actor. I think Andrew Garfield, in my personal opinion, is a complete fool for what he did and how he got removed away from that role. He would have been really fun to see how he would have interacted with Tony Stark and possibly the MCU. But of course, that'll never happen. Well, actually, somebody said they saw his double on set
He's gonna be
for
in the Spider Verse.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
they
new
gonna do
Spider
that
in the
Spider
live
Verse.
action
He gonna
Spider
be in
Verse
that.
movie. So
Hmm.
looking forward to seeing what that is. But I do think the best Spider Man overall actor is Andrew Garfield.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna do a top three or anything. I'm gonna stick to old Toby, the 2002 version of Spider-Man. 'Cause when he came out, hell, I was working at old Wally World. Tobey Maguire, he introduced me back to Spider-Man. He gave that excitement, even though Sony did the movies and everything. It was kind of messed up. I'm gonna go Toby, but this
All
gonna
right,
lead me into really my next question, which
possibly the next two.
although, yeah, although Tobey Maguire is my favorite Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man with Garfield
That's why I made
2012,
attention.
that was my favorite Spider-Man movie. Out of
Was
all
that
of
the
them,
one
even
with the lizard?
yeah, even with the lizard, even with the
As I
Spider
was rock and
Verse,
roll, yeah, I could.
because even man, I keep the dude forget dude name played the lizard because he played in the replacements as the kicker. You know, he's like,
Nigel Grubb.
oh,
Nigel Grubb.
man.
Give me 2 seconds. I keep talking. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. So, I he's a pretty good actor. He's a fun actor to me, but even though he played the professor on there and turned into the lizard, it was pretty cool where they were going with that movie. Really, where they were finna do the Sinister Six and all that. I actually liked it. It was better. Well, before these new series, even though with Tom Holland, he appeared in Civil War and all that kind of stuff. So before Tom Holland, because I'm not gonna count him because everything is kind of better now when it comes to movies. Because that's why I didn't really do the Spider Verse movie as my favorite because hey, how they did it, it was kind of animated. I'm kind of going toward the straight MCU live action, so that was
I can dig it.
pretty. That was pretty G to me. So going into the second question, my favorite Spider-Man movie, like I said, with Garfield, gonna be the Amazing Spider-Man. He did, like you said, y'all said earlier, he's one of the best Spider-Mans, even though there's not many, but that movie actually did a great job. Because I actually like it better than Tom Holland Spider-Mans so far.
I can dig it. I can
Even one
respect it.
with one with Michael Keaton and all them, I actually like it better than that.
Yeah, that
Even the
one Mike
one
Key
with
we used before, so
Mysterio.
that's pretty badass. That
Yeah,
was
even with
okay.
Mysterio,
Far
I
from
didn't.
home.
Yeah, Far From Home, I didn't like that. He had to come with it with this next one.
Yeah, that was No Way Home. I think it's called.
Yeah,
All right, Billy. What's your favorite Spider-Man movie?
He kind of touched on it. I'll be honest. I've watched every Spider-Man movie, and never have I enjoyed myself as thoroughly as I did um, with as far as story, as far as entertainment value, as far as soundtrack. Um, that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a very, very good movie. Um,
Mm.
I thought, like I said, the array of characters they had, the way they kind of like delved into different versions of Spider-Man, even Spider Pig. I mean, just all these different iterations of him all the time. And they
Spider
even the
Ham.
one, Spider, even the one that came, even Tom, not Tom Holland's, Tubby Mcguire's is actually in there. When he first
Hmm.
walks and he's doing the stupid dance in the streets, that's actually in there. So I think that was one of the better ones because it tried to touch on a lot of stuff. It told a story a couple of different ways. It introduced a lot of people and reintroduced to some. A lady version of Spider-Man, Spider
The
Gwen. She was awesome. The
the
way that,
Porky Pig version.
yeah, Spider Pig, Spider Ham, as he said, and the way that it took, as we were saying, a young boy who was not ready for the role, who literally watched his hero be killed in front of his face, and all the fear and anxiety and not knowing what to do, how it all culminated together that he saved everyone. You know what I mean? And became like his like a hero in his own right. He earned his right to become the new Spider-Man. So it was just a different telling of the story. It wasn't the same old walking down the street, Uncle Ben gets shot, Aunt May, and it was just like I said. I think we touched on it in the DC thing. I'm kind of tired of the same old storytelling for the same old characters. So it was
Yeah, it's
really
time
cool
to
that they kind
move
of,
past.
yeah,
Gotta
kind of
move
moved
past
past
that.
that. You know what I mean? Try to tell a different version that people aren't used to, but is comic canon. I think they did a great job of that. So I'm gonna go into the Spider Verse for mine.
Okay, I can respect your choice villain more so than the Krakens. I don't know why y'all
Oh
hating
man,
on
what
this
a mute
movie.
button.
Oh my God, here we
Spider-Man
go. You
2,
better not. Oh my,
Spider-Man 2
that's the worst one.
with Doc Ock. That's the best one.
Oh man.
The
That's
subway
the worst
train
one.
scene,
That's the worst.
him
That's
fighting
what
Doc
ruined the movie.
Ock. That was those that's the best movie dog hands down, bro. It's not even close to me.
You know what it was for me, B?
Man, come on.
I'm gonna
We
keep it
gotta
gangster.
mute you for that because any of
Nah,
Right.
those
you can't mute me,
Spider-Man
dog. I'm at the
movies
command center,
are
dog. You
gonna
can't
be
Yeah,
mute
you
me.
dead
Tony
I'll
lame.
mute
Reality up
both of
here.
y'all.
You
Now,
We just
Tony
now,
busy talking on
Reality.
here in a
now you
minute.
could do the first one to be
No.
up there because it's the first, but the second two,
The
And it
second one
had
was
Macho
better than
man.
the
Man in
first
there.
one.
Bone Saw McGraw,
Uh,
baby. What you talking about?
I gotta put that in. What's
I'm gonna
that?
tell you
Spider-Man
what it
2 was
is.
the
I'm
best
gonna tell
one,
you what
dog.
it is. You know what ruined it for me? And I
Brilliant
know
but
everybody was
lame.
like, look. This is honestly what ruined that movie for me. The unmasking scene.
Call your mom for me, please. Call your mom.
He think he
She
muted
calling me now.
himself, but the Kraken did not mute himself.
Oh man, I didn't mute myself. Oh man, it's like me
It was
getting
so
up just
funny.
showing my.
There he goes. But to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, Doc. Doc Ock. I'm
How
gonna be
about
honest
now?
with
Can
you.
y'all hear
Yes,
me?
sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
can.
I can't hear y'all no
Um,
more. What the hell?
the problem with that scene
Go ahead,
was
keep it rolling.
the problem with that scene. I didn't like how the whole "oh my God, we won't tell"
What
and
the hell?
I just it just wasn't my bag, fool. I just
No?
this is what happens when you're live. But we I I I I just I don't know. It's almost like they tried to turn that movie into a love story, which is the reason I hated three. Um, it's just they I don't know. I just didn't like those two. I just they were just they reminded me of those like those Batman Forever and like Batman and Robin. Like they kind of it was just overly comical for me. I didn't really like.
well
Now the first one
Spider-Man
I'll give you. Mhm,
Spider-Man 3, I think they did too much.
they did.
You tried to do too much with the villains. To be honest, they should have just stuck with Sandman.
Yes.
Like, don't even bring Venom because that Venom,
Yeah.
I don't know who
That
watched
was
that and
piss
said
poor.
this is what we need to keep in. Even
Yeah,
with
that was horrible.
the stuff with Harry Osborn when he got the powers and stuff, like that part was fine too. But
Yeah,
that
the
Venom dog,
Hobgoblin.
yeah, y'all could have let that Venom part out, man. And then even his own reasoning behind everything, it was just stupid. The whole thing was just stupid.
Yeah, three was. I think what happened with three, and this is I'm being honest with this. I think what happened with three, it was a victim of its own timing. And with that being said, I think when a lot of that Blu-ray capability and the super HD started coming out,
Mhm.
That's when, because I remember, I distinctly remember working in at a store where I was wearing a blue shirt, if you can dig what I'm saying. And that's all that was on our demo TVs. You know what I mean? It's like the Sandman form. You could see every grain of sand, and when the symbiote, you could just see every stretch and every fiber, and it was just like you 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 took who's possibly the most famous Spider-Man character besides Spider-Man being Venom. You took him, you put him at the end of the movie, which you shouldn't have done because it was just absolutely poorly done. And you
Like
wasted an
Venom and Spider
opportunity.
Man, it has to be its own movie, bro. You can't
Yeah,
have
he
him
he yeah.
on the side of
You
it,
should have
dog.
introduced him you should have Easter eggs him in the first, introduced him in the second, and had him fight him in the third. He could have been like I said, an Easter egg in the first one. You beat the second person, you beat Doc Ock, but realized Doc Ock maybe had come across some symbiote technology that he was possibly thinking about using, you know what I'm saying, to make to heal himself. And the symbiote technology gets loose, you know what I'm saying? And that's how, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too far back because I just thought the third one sucked so bad.
Yeah, it was
But
bad.
yeah, it was really bad.
It wasn't even close, man.
Um, it wasn't even close. Um, I guess we're waiting for the Kraken to emerge from the depths once again. But once we do, I guess we move on to the third question since we're kind of on the roll here. Who is the best, or who is your favorite Spider-Man villain, and why?
Oh, hold on. I think he coming back now.
Oh, here we go. And the Kraken emerges from the deep. Can you hear us, Kraken? Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
I get
I
his
don't know
mic
what's
is
happening,
muted.
Kraken.
I see that much. Your mic is muted. You, your mic is muted. He
He
said keep
said,
it rolling.
"Well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and continue to answer my question. Who is your favorite or the best Spider-Man villain? Who would you say?"
Well, for me, my favorite Spider-Man villain, and it is, I'm gonna have to go with the guy who don't even have any powers, dog. I have to go with Kingpin, man. He was just
Okay, all
this
right,
big, strong, oversized guy who you would think is fat, but then if you research in the comics, he's not fat. Like
at all.
he's just all
Just
muscle, bro,
muscle. Yeah, he's all muscle.
all muscle. And even though he didn't have any powers, he was still able to get Spider-Man that work, dog.
Yeah, he did.
On
He
numerous
did,
occasions, he was able to get Spider-Man that work.
and he
And
was smart.
he was smart. He truly was a
Yeah.
kingpin. Like everybody feared that man. What was his name? Fisk. He was feared.
I'm trying to think of his first name, but it comes to me.
Yeah, he was feared by everybody.
Yeah, Fist is that man. Um,
Okay.
Now we got you
I think I
back,
heard
Craig.
something.
Man, I don't
And
know
he has
what was
emerged
going
from the
on. Everybody
depths.
started
There he
calling me
goes.
and
I don't even
everything. Yeah.
It's
I don't
all
even
right.
know if you can hear me, Cracker, but we were on to the your favorite
The
and the best
villain.
Spider-Man villain.
Yeah,
I
who was your
chose
Yeah, I
favorite
can hear the
Kingpin.
Spider-Man
villain.
villain?
I
So
chose
who's y'all
Kingpin for me.
for a quick recap, who's y'all had right quick?
It's well, we just
Oh,
started that part.
we actually just started the question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
was
since
already in the
I'm
middle of
just getting
answering.
back, I'll go first. I have to go with the
Second,
lizard.
actually.
Yeah, you
You're actually
going
just
Oh
going
second.
well, I
second,
go
believe it or not. Yeah.
second. I have to go with the lizard from Amazing Spider-Man with Garfield. To
Okay.
me, that was one of my favorite. Even the way he spoke and everything. We talk about poor Peter Parker and all that kind of stuff. I just like the
Yeah.
whole thing about the lizard. The
I
whole
can dig it.
fight scenes in the school.
The fight scene in
Everything
the
about
sewer
it
was
was pretty
awesome.
damn cool.
When he made the web and kind of that was actually pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna go with somebody who is actually due to come to the big screen. I was introduced to him in the Saturday morning Spider-Man comics, cartoons rather. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go with the living vampire himself, Michael Morbius. Michael
Okay.
Morbius is a badass, y'all. I'm gonna tell you
I thought you
something.
was gonna say
He is
Craven
a
at first.
Craven the Hunter actually is up there. I was actually debating whether or not I was gonna pick Craven or I was gonna
Hmm.
pick or if I was gonna pick Michael Morbius. The reason I like Michael Morbius is because he was just an ordinary guy whose body started to fail him. And when he took this little, he went to extreme measures to pretty much get himself back together. But the living vampire Michael Morbius is a supreme badass. He has pretty much, I guess, he's like a super version of a vampire, if that makes any sense, because vampires are already super. But that was the first time I was also introduced to Blade, the character.
Hmm.
I think Jared Leto is due to play Michael Morbius in the upcoming movie. Um, and the trailer looks really good. The trailer, if you
I
have
hope
not
they
seen
have
this
I
trailer,
hope they have scrapped it, man.
But
Cause
I
even
hope
the
they
last
done by
haven't
trailer,
who? Isn't it
you
done
know,
yet.
when
by
that last
Sony?
trailer they put out,
I think
all
it's
you
done by
need to
Sony.
see
Yeah,
that
isn't it
last
done by
trailer. I
Sony?
didn't. Oh, that was Sony. Okay.
Yeah, it was Sony who did it. Because it's
Hmm.
like they're trying to keep that little anti Spider-Man thing. If you notice, this the way it seemed to me, and I would completely do myself, because you could start like a revolution here. Sony, if anybody from Sony ever sees this, which I doubt you will, but would be really cool if you did. When they lost the rights or sold the rights or gave up or whatever you want to say, when they lost the rights to Spider-Man and they started to make Venom and Morbius, I would have kept going with an anti-Spider-Man theme here. I would have made movies for all his villains. I'd have made a movie for Rhino. I'd have made a movie for Electro. I'd have made a movie for Shocker. I'd have had a movie for all. What's the girl? Shadow Cat. All of the guys that
Hmm.
were against Spider-Man,
The Black
I would have
Cat.
made really Black Cat. I would have made all their movies to like a rogues gallery of Spider-Man. But then you could have done one thing that me, being the villain and loving villains since I was a kid watching Darth Vader, it sucks that more villain movies, because society wants the hero to win. Uh, Unfortunately, it's not the way the world really works. Um, but it would be really cool if they have standalone villain movies. Like, don't you think
Well, you can
Magneto
only.
deserves his own movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to do a Magneto. Remember, they were supposed to do a Magneto and a Gambit movie. They
Yeah.
ain't gonna screen for both of them. I
Well, I guess
think
they
the
did a
only thing is
Joker
that,
movie.
yeah, you can only do that with certain villains. Like, I don't think you can make no movie based solely on the Rhino, because he was just this big, strong dude. I mean, he didn't have no really
Right,
character
right. You know
depth
what I
to
mean?
him.
Like, or
Now,
like
They
Venom, of
could
course, like
they
they
could get
done,
more in depth if they wanted to. Like
I think
you
Carnage is
you
coming
could
next.
you
he
could
Phase
have
gonna be in
Six
the
made
him with
movie.
Woody
all
Yeah,
of
Harrelson.
they already released that trailer
Yeah, it's
with
gonna be
Woody
good.
Harrelson playing
Yeah, it's gonna be
Carnage.
good. Yeah,
Hmm.
make all the
yeah, I can
anti
see a
Spider-Man
villain
stuff.
movie though. I can see a villain movie where all of them show their little origin, they fight, and at the end they fight Spider-Man and get captured, every last one of them.
That, and
And
you
then
know what
lead
that
in,
could be?
and then lead
That could be
into the Signature
the
Six.
Sinister Six. That's what they
That
need.
it'd be like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm taking money, I'm living the life, and all of a sudden here come a
Hmm.
Spider-Man whoop my ass
Yeah,
the last 10 minutes of the movie,
that's right.
and all of a sudden I'm in wherever they lock him up, and
What Sony
hell,
need to do, depending on how this next Venom movie does, they need to be like Fox and just give up all them rights, get them rights all the way back to Marvel because you suck at these movies. That's what you need to do.
You know why
they
I want
probably
some of
will
these people to
eventually.
keep it? You know why I want some of these companies to start keeping their rights? Okay, don't get me wrong. I understand the Marvel Disney engine is unmatched in money and potential and power, and all right, I get it. However, the fact that like it almost kind of goes to what my brother the Kraken said. You have the ability to not have to stay within the boundaries of family friendly Disney. Can you dig what I'm saying? Like the hardest thing I've
Yeah.
ever seen in any of the Marvel movies was Thanos get his head chopped off. There was no blood spew, it was nothing like that. But these other companies, Sony and Warner Brothers, and some of these other major companies, these movie companies, like make your movies more gritty. That's what they want. You see how well received things like Invincible, The Boys, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like all
yeah,
these things are so well received. You can make your superhero movies or anti-superhero movies with a certain grit and grime to them that the Disney engine is just isn't able to produce.
Well,
Like he
you got to
said, turn
remember
it to
too, they're
dark
trying to attract
comics.
they're trying to attract the children. I don't think too many. Hopefully, not too many children was out here watching the events with some of the stuff going on in that show.
nah,
Or
or the
definitely not the
boys.
boys,
So
But the sucky
yeah,
part
they
is,
try
look,
to attract children, but the
because you
adults
ain't gonna
have the
they're
sell.
not.
money.
You're not gonna
But
sell the toys and stuff unless the children are watching the movies and stuff.
well,
But
here
they
goes the
got
thing.
plenty of cartoons and stuff for it.
It wasn't children who were. And this is
They're
just
gonna
me being
make
a
the
dick.
ticket sales anyway, though.
But look, it wasn't. If you want to get any, the only contrary I have to say to that, as far as just trying, look, it wasn't children who created the hashtag restore the Snyderverse either. These are
Man, that's
the,
true.
the people who are really spending the millions of dollars are the adults. You're trying to
It's
attract the
adults.
kids because you want to sell toys. Okay, I can dig it, but you're not trying to sell the movies to kids. You're trying to sell the movies to adults. And so, with that being said, the people who are really consuming this stuff, who really stood in the lines to go see Endgame, who paid all that money to go see Infinity War, who are standing outside to see Star Wars and stuff like that, these people aren't kids. These are the people you can market to as well. These are people who had Joker up for a nominee, you know what I'm saying, for a nomination. The people who got them to make another Suicide Squad movie, even though it's universally accepted the first one majorly sucked. You know what I'm saying? So I understand you're trying to attract the kids. Let Disney do that. They're too good at it already. You know what I'm saying? They're too good at attracting kids. Take from that what you will. But what I'm saying is use your influence and your slight edge to be able to sharpen your sword to a sharper degree. Use that to start making better movies. You know what I'm saying? Like people want to see a Spawn movie. People branched out and they want to see a Blade movie. People don't want to see Blade in the fucking MCU. That's gonna be garbage.
Yeah,
You
that's
want to
gonna be
dumb
messed
Blade
up.
that? No, you can't dumb Blade down. So I guess in my opinion, don't sell your rights. Just fucking get better actors,
Well, I
not
think
better
we just need to
actors.
wait to see how they do Blade. Because I see what you're saying, but because that's kind of one where, like Blade, that just needs to be rated R. Like it don't need to be
Yeah.
PG-13. Just like I'm assuming the Venom Carnage movie, that's gonna got to be rated R, especially the way Carnage, because he's even more violent and more vicious than Venom is. So that's gonna got to be rated R too.
Think about Logan. Logan spent that much time at number one in the box office. That joint was rated R. That joint was
Hmm.
blood filled, profanity filled, everything you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the adults have power because hell, to be honest with you, I
I
love the
guarantee you will see some
Incredibles.
kids in there.
Oh, totally. Let's say you put both of these in a theater, Invincibles or the Incredibles and Invincible. Right? Let's say you put them both in the theater. I want to go see both, but I also want to go see a superhero flick because we're 30, 40 something, approaching 40. We're big kids. I want to go see a superhero flick without my kids too. I want to
Yeah.
enjoy what happens if somebody really gets driven through
On
a
the man,
building,
take you to the cleaners.
dropping you in the subway, smashing your face to the like that was crazy. So that's just my opinion.
Well, hey, that's a good opinion, but hey, and hopefully Sony and everybody does listen to this because I believe they're watching our live stream.
I believe they're doing it
All
right
right.
now. I believe it.
Yep. Toby and everybody.
It's
All
all
right.
good.
So we're moving on to our next segment. We're gonna go ahead and knock out a couple of these pick ones.
All right.
And the first pick one you got is Pokemon or Digimon. Which one's better? Who wants to go?
I'm gonna go with the original. I'm gonna go with Pokemon over Digimon.
Okay.
To me, Pokemon was just better. Um, the theme song was way better than the Jumper Jam. I mean, I can still hear that jam playing in my head for the Pokemon opening thing. Even my kids, they like Pokemon more so than Digimon. Digimon just got too crazy, kind of with the evolutions and everything. It just went a little too. I just think they just went too far with it. And then, of course, I mean, we all know it kind of copied off Pokemon anyway. So
Yeah.
Oh
I'm gonna go with the
yeah.
OG.
Yeah,
I'm
of
gonna go
course.
with Pikachu and them.
You
I
gotta
can
go
rock
with
with that.
Pikachu. So who you got, Bill?
Uh, Let me see. We got Pocket Monsters versus Digital Monsters. I'll say this right here though. I'm gonna pick Pokemon. I think Pokemon. The characters are more memorable. I think they went further with the video games. They had better lore. I
Oh,
do
definitely
think
with the game.
Digimon had a better delivery system at first. The whole pocket thing, and you like you said, you evolve your. I thought that was pretty cool too. But when it came to the cartoons and just it is Pokemon just swarmed the market. I mean, even to this day, it's still going with Pokemon Go. People are still catching them. It's still a thing. So it's really hard to go against them. Digimon, I think, was actually pretty cool. I think it was the problem with Digimon, it was a bit ahead of its time. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
catch Pokemon. I'm gonna take Pokemon. It just caught the wave and never let up.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do the threesome on this one. Pokemon, like I said, I never really watched, but everybody know who Pikachu is. Yeah, I even know a few characters like Squirtle. I just remember dude hollering his name, Squirtle, Squirtle. I was like, what the
I can't
heck?
even
Even
think of
remember
any of
the
the
video
Digimon names.
game at Walmart. They used to have the little display for the video game. It was pretty cool to play. I remember I forget the dude who owns the rights to it. It was this little this is white guy who used to go to go to China wherever Pokemon is from, and he used to bring back those cartoons and saw his son watching them. Then he looked into it. It was like a dead thing over in China or whatever. Then nobody watched
Hmm.
the Pokemon. So he bought the rights, bought it over here to the US, dubbed it, and dude, like an instant millionaire. It was just
Hmm.
crazy. But
That's really
yeah, I'm gonna
wild.
have to go with Pokemon on this one. Like I said, even the Pokemon movie was pretty good to me. I did watch the Pokemon movie, so I believe that was pretty good to me.
Did you
So
watch the Detective Pikachu?
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Detective
Okay,
Yeah, I
Pikachu.
saw
I'm
it
with
too.
it.
Mm.
If they had a cartoon movie, I wouldn't know. But the Detective Pikachu, I actually watched it.
Okay, that's what's up.
So coming back to the next one, which I don't even think this should have been a question. Which one you gonna have? The Falcon or the Milano? And you already know the Falcon is gonna win that regardless with me. So let me start
But
right there.
I will go ahead.
Especially with the Castle Run. And he said 14 parsecs, or he'd say 12 parsecs.
12
But hey,
parsecs.
I'm giving them 5 parsecs to do the Castle Run. And the Falcon could beat the Milano any day of the week.
All right.
I would agree with that, but I got one hiccup. If I can get Gamora, I'm taking the Milano. If Gamora gonna be on that jet, I'm getting the Milano. Anything other than
Uh,
that though, it's got to be the Millennium Falcon all day.
I'm gonna
well,
go ahead. I was actually hoping I was gonna go first so I can go ahead and get muted, but I'm actually not picking the Millennium Falcon. I'm going with the Milano on this one, and I'm gonna tell you why.
nah,
The Millennium Falcon is actually a piece of garbage. If people don't, I know it's legendary, but the thing is constantly falling apart.
Well,
It
see, but not if
constantly
you get
needs.
the
Oh,
not if you get it from Solo though. You get the one from Solo. That jump's new.
nah. Get the one
so
that Ray has. Get the one
the
Ray.
one,
Ray fixed
the
it.
no,
Get the
the one
one
from.
Ray had.
You see what I'm
Ray's
talking about?
Millennium
Now,
Falcon.
now, now we're arguing over which one is less
It's the
broken.
same. It's the
Give me
same
a
one.
break, man. No, listen to me. The offensive capabilities of the Milano are far greater. It's more agile. It's a bit, even though the Falcon is a more legendary ship, and I love it to death. I actually have a toy one around here somewhere. The Milano is a cool looking ship, dude. It has a better paint job. Like I said, its offensive and defensive capabilities are far greater. It's practically a new ship all the time. Like I like the Falcon, but it's a piece of garbage. It's all come on. Every movie you ever see in it, it's never without problems. It's always falling apart, either as they're trying to get away, as they're getting away, or as they're planning to get away because they know they need to fix their junk every time they land.
But
It
guess
has
what
been a
though?
piece of garbage.
But guess what
But they
though? They
get the
got the
job
job done.
done.
They got the job done. That's the point.
Mm-mm-mm.
And
I'll
and,
say
and
this right
guess
here
what?
though.
Yeah, yeah.
The Guardians of the Galaxy got the job done, right? Whenever there was a problem, it was never with the Milano. Like the Star Wars pack would get the job done, but then it'd be like, oh shit, how we gonna get away? Because the Millennium Falcon won't start. Oh my god, it won't jump in the hyperdrive. Oh
But
my
guess
god,
what?
it's blowing
It did.
poisonous gas and it's killing us all. Like, are you serious? Come on,
But it got the
man.
job done, bruh. Chewie, he banged
Mm-mm-mm.
on that joint and it came on every time.
Because that's the one I want to be running from the Imperial Army with. That's the one
It's
I be
right. And you gonna get
when
away
I
too.
am run. Listen to me. When I'm running from Vader's Star Destroyer, I am not picking the ship that I constantly have to put together as I'm fleeing. Come on, y'all, give me a break. Are y'all being serious?
Yep.
Correct.
Oh my god, man. That's
It's
why I
old
was hoping I went
reliable.
first. I'm
Old
surprised I
reliable, man. Old
That's what
reliable
I'm
never
saying. Old
fails you.
faithful, man.
Yeah,
no
ain't gonna never fail
the
you.
old reliable is the one that I know works every single time. You don't know if the Falcon is gonna work until you start
Only
going.
thing that goes out on the Falcon is always the hyperdrive. So, but hell,
That's the
hey,
man.
it's reliable.
Listen to me. If Vader is coming at me with his at hyper speed, I need to know my hyperdrive is working 100% of the time. You ain't never heard no problems with the Milano. And it's named after Alyssa Milano, which is she is completely gorgeous. So she gets the
Uh,
ship gets extra points for that. But I add, okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this right here. If I'm running from Thanos, Vader, or any cosmic threat, I'm picking what they call in Italian mobs the sure thing. Okay? I'm not picking the one that the moment we jump in, I want to be able to look just like they do on the movies wheel. Just click, 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 bang, we out of there. Not click, 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 click. What's happening? Oh my god, the hyperdrive is busted and is spewing poisonous gas. Oh shit, well Vader's
hey,
like 2 parsecs away.
but
I'm not
Vader
picking.
know about the ship. Hey, but it's just like picking the Enterprise over the Falcon. You can never go against the Falcon.
Well, I might pick the Enterprise over the Falcon, bro.
It's a better ship.
Go ahead and
It's a
mute
better
mute
ship, dog.
everything now. Let's mute everything now.
Okay. Oh my
And then with
goodness,
the
crackers.
Enterprise, you can
Somebody keep
and then with
calling
the
me, but hey.
Enterprise, you can beam folks up and down and stuff. You can't do that on the Falcon, dog.
Yeah, but hey, they can beam folks up and down on space balls, and look what happened to President Scrooge. He was ass backwards.
We ain't talking about no space balls, bro. Millennium Falcon ain't no Scotty ain't on there to beam you up, dog.
All right, so moving on to our third pick one, but we have to go back to that before that tomfoolery we just had picking against the Falcon.
Dude, my hair is
We
just not doing
we
anything.
got Carnage
Hey,
or Venom.
hey, Cracker. Before you ask that
Was
question, since we was just talking about Star Trek and Guardians of the Galaxy, if you had to pick between Gamora and Aurora, who you getting? Who you choosing?
I'm going to old school thick black woman or horror.
Which is weird because they play by the same character. Now I think about it,
Exactly.
like
That's
that.
why I
They just,
said
they
that.
just, they just
I'm
either.
talking about the old school '70s. When I
You
think
talking
of
about
Star
Nichelle
Trek,
Nichols?
yeah, I'm thinking the old school
Oh,
'70s.
it's no question if I'm picking between those two. I'm picking
I'm
Nichelle
thinking the
Nichols every
old
time. Yeah,
school thick
no question.
black or
Now, if
horror.
I'm going Zoe versus Zoe,
She look better regular. She look better green. Which one?
She got a little better green than she did on Star that, and then the new version of Star Trek, she looked
they
better as
I'll say
Gamora.
this. I think they dressed her sexier in Guardians of the Galaxy. I think she was sexier in Star Trek, though, to be honest with you.
Okay. I just wanted to throw that out there. Go ahead, Cracker.
Well, hey, like I said, the next one is Carnage of Venom. Which one you got? I'll let y'all take this since y'all were kind of alluding to it earlier. But which one y'all want to take this one?
I mean, if you go back to comics, okay, I like Venom better. But if you go back to comics, Carnage was the stronger symbiote
Yeah,
between the two. I mean, he was
He
stronger
was.
than Venom. Uh, but actually, I just like Venom better. Especially, I think there's a version. I think it's a version where Venom had the Phoenix Force. I've seen the
Oh
version. I
yeah,
guess it was.
the Venom symbiote has attached itself to so much stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I saw the
it's
version. I
crazy.
think it was a Punisher that was Venom too. Because I remember
It's
seeing he had like all the machine guns and stuff.
there's been so, and I've seen a lot of fan art. I've seen a Hulk Venom. That would be
Man, that'd be
savage.
crazy right there, bro.
My
no, yeah.
You might as
goodness.
well just go and lay it down. Just go and give up, man.
I mean, that's out of control. Um, I like Carnage a whole lot because Carnage is like a real villain. Like Carnage, there's no anti-hero about him.
Yeah, he's
He is
straight villain,
just
bro.
yeah, he's
Ain't
straight
no
balls to
good
the
in
wall
him.
bad guy, no good in him. Um, which usually that's where it would tip my scales. But every time I think about this, I always hear "We are Venom," and I gotta go with Venom just for that. I think he has the cooler symbol. Of course, y'all know my affinity for the color black. So the whole black and it's like an anti-Spider-Man symbol. I think another thing that pushes it over the edge for me. I played Venom. I played with Venom a lot in video games. So
Marvel vs.
he's,
Capcom too, baby.
you know what I'm saying, which is possibly the greatest fighting
Yeah.
game of all time. Um, and so for those reasons, color scheme, cool saying, and the fact that the person who not Victor Creed, what's his name? That's Sabretooth.
Come on, Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock. I don't know what the hell I was saying. Say Creed. Eddie Brock is a slick a-hole too. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Venom on that.
Okay. All right. So moving on. Well, let's stick with the comic book theme, or we can stick with the movie theme, whichever one is which. However y'all want to do it. Let's go Thanos versus Darkseid in a straight up fight. Who gonna win? Who you
Bruh.
got in that fight?
This was the easiest question on this list, dog.
On this
Dark
list, yeah,
Darkseid is winning this hands down,
and
bro.
it's not even
And ain't
close yet.
it's not even close. I
It's
ain't
not even
talking
close.
about that Darkseid from Snyder Cut. No, the real Darkseid, bro. Thanos don't want none of that. The only
No.
way Thanos would beat him is if he had the gauntlet, bro. That's the only way he beat Darkseid. It
I'll
ain't
be
even no question, dog. You go on to the next one, dog. That's it.
yeah.
There is no other answer than
That's
that, bro.
undisputed,
So this
dog.
it.
Listen to me.
Nothing
That's
else.
it.
Darkseid,
There's nothing there is no other answer.
dude, the leader, king, and ruler of Apocalypse is not losing this fight. I don't give a shit if Thanos has the gauntlet. Listen to me. Unless
Well,
because
ain't gonna go there. If he get the gauntlet, that's different.
I don't believe it is. I'm gonna tell you why. Those Omega beams are
Man,
just too because
they overpowered, bro. They
they're
OP.
overpowered. And
Well,
one
a
of the
lot of
main
people
things that
have
makes them over,
survived him though. A lot of people survived his Omega beams. Everybody
but
just
not
don't
too
die
much of them.
instantly
It ain't about you
from
dying
the
instantly. It's
Mega
about the damage them Johns cause. And it's about the fact that they're so
because he could
wily, you can't
teleport with
block them.
those jumps too. Now
And
you
you
know
and you can't
Superman
block
got
them.
hit with him. Supergirl
And
got
then
hit
he's so
with him.
gangster with it. He don't even move. He just standing there with his arms behind his back and just shoot them jumps so they just track you wherever you go, bro.
That's what I'm saying. The fact that if you can't prepare for where they're coming from, you could
OP
block your
dog.
whole front and they get to you and go around. The Omega beams are I think he would cut Thanos' arm off before he could even use those stones. He would take the stones from him, and it just bash him. Yeah. Darkseid will fuck Thanos up
What's your
100% every
next one,
time.
Cracker? Because this ain't even no question, bro. What's your
All
next
right,
one, dog?
all right. Let's stick with the. Well, nah, we'll end with that one. Let's change it up for a minute. We got Ethan Hunt versus Daniel Craig, James Bond in a straight up fight. Who you got?
Now, see, this one is harder to me because I think Daniel Craig's Bond. I think this is the one where he really was doing like martial arts and stuff versus what's the other dude, Bronson, whatever the name. I know
Pierce Brosnan.
Sean Connery wasn't doing no
You
martial arts or
got
nothing in
Pierce
this one,
Brosnan, Roger Moore,
but
whole bunch
And
of
I said Andy Dalton. Jesus Christ.
I don't
Timothy
know, bro.
Dalton.
That's
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. That's who you picking, Villa dog. Let me think on this one a little bit more.
I want so bad to pick 007 because I do believe this is a grittier version of 007. However,
Hmm.
I think if it came down to a hand-to-hand combat, Ethan Hunt gonna beat that ass, man. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I think James Bond in so many instances. Now, this is the one thing that that the Daniel Craig version has working for him. He doesn't rely on gadgets, which is one of my favorite things about Bond is his gadgets. He doesn't use gadgets at all. That's actually all he uses is these and guns.
hmm,
Um, but I think Ethan Hunt has fought people bigger, stronger, and in wilder situations.
that's
I
true.
think the wildest thing I could ever think Bond doing is fighting somebody on top of that moving train, which he took the L because he got shot.
Yeah.
Um, so I think in a hand-to-hand fight, I'm giving this to
Now
Ethan
he
Hunt.
fought that black
But
dude, and I
yeah,
think that was the first dude he was
very
chasing.
personal. Yeah. But
But that
see,
was like
That man
after
was cold. That
Ethan
dude
Hunt is
cold.
gonna win this because to me, Ethan doesn't give up as fast. Hell, Daniel Craig been captured a few damn times fighting. Remember the
He did.
part he was on there, dude was hitting him in the balls with
How
the
did I know you were
damn
going to talk about that?
hit him with the balls with the damn rope and
Whipping
shit.
that
Like
thing,
I
yeah.
like fuck, god damn.
That was crazy. That shit was
But
crazy.
oh, I'm sorry to say for the F bomb. Hope we don't get kicked off for that F bomb. But
Nah,
hey,
fuck it.
look, Ethan Hunt's gonna win it. Ethan Hunt's more aggressive when it comes to fighting. I think Ethan's gonna do everything he needs to do to get it done, no matter what. Daniel Craig, he's the best James Bond so far. He's not my favorite, but I
Yeah,
have to
he is
give
the
it to him.
best.
He's
Yeah, I
kind of the
agree.
best.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
kind of the best right now. But
He's
moving
better
on
suited for the role.
to the final, who you
Oh,
got?
no, the doctor actually didn't get it. Now you
Yeah,
got to
oh,
answer the question.
my
No,
fault,
you skipped
Doc,
out.
my fault.
He tried
I
to
was
duck
just
out on
gonna
that
Oh
let
one.
man, I
I was
tried to
gonna let it roll, man.
put you
I
out,
mean, I
man.
guess based on all that, man, I got the three makes it. What is it? What you just saying? Three
Plus,
make the baby or
plus the
whatever.
baby Max 3.
Plus the baby makes three. There it is.
I'm
I'm
with
gonna have
it.
to roll
I'm
with
with it.
Ethan Hunt too,
Ethan Hunt for
man.
the win.
Cause you know he gonna have
Okay,
Vin Rames out there with the sniper ready.
that's true.
Oh yeah, he always got old Vane. I forget what's his character's name. He's
I
always
don't even know that man name.
beside him. Always got his crew with him. All right, moving on to the last one, which you know which way I'm gonna roll on this one. That's why I kind of saved it for last. But hey, Craven versus Vixen. Who you got in a straight up fight? Who y'all got?
Oh, I'm going. I'm not going. It's not even. It's hard to say like this, but I'm gonna just say like this. I'm not going against a sister like that. She's actually a superpower individual.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. Craven is the best hunter of any animal or man there is. I completely understand it. He hunts superpower individuals down, but the one thing Craven usually has on his side is he's hunting a person with a singular power. Spider-Man, he knows, can climb walls, shoot webs, and he's strong. You know what I mean? You come out to Vixen, she can fly, she can be strong, she can be fast, she can be invisible, she can do too many things. And I think in a hand-to-hand fight, she pulls out too many animals he hasn't seen. He's not able to get you can't take the necklace off of her.
Hmm.
Um, so without him being able to disarm her special ability and not knowing what she's going to do, I get an edge to Vixen.
Now
Yeah.
don't get it twisted. Now Craven, if I'm not mistaken, he got powers too though.
Does he? I know he was like he's
I
like
don't
a.
think he ain't just no regular dude out there.
I'm trying to
Well,
check this.
I only
Keep
remember
going.
Craven from the Spider-Man used to come on Saturday mornings on Fox.
Hmm.
That's my only experience of Craven. Like I said, I gotta go with the sister who had the badass origin story in the movie. And
Hey, if y'all
just
haven't seen
hey,
that Vixen DC animated movie, y'all need to check it out.
oh
It's on
yeah,
HBO Max.
that
Y'all need
job
to
was
check it
great.
out.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah,
not being not to be a dick. I'm not saying it's not about right or wrong. So you can call. I was gonna say this, which is gonna be a really dick statement. He's like a poor man's Wolverine. He has ultra instinct, enhanced physical like attributes, which means just height and just tall, look like stocky looking, muscular, whatever. Skilled tactician, tracker, and hand-to-hand combatant. So he doesn't have any super speed or super strength or super vision or any shit like that. He's just a big, strong dude who
man.
can sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like a poor man's Wolverine, kind of, sort of.
Hey,
Well,
I'm
like I
gonna
said,
piss you off with this one, bruh. Sometimes you don't need powers to take out somebody with powers. There
That's the
is a
truth.
guy with
That's the
prep
truth.
time who usually can take out people. So on this one, I hate to go against the sister. I'm gonna have to
That
go with
what
Craven because he's ruthless, and I think Craven to get the best of him because I
I'm
don't
pulling a
there's
doctor.
no
I'm pulling a
animal
Dr. Claw on it.
because I don't think there's no animal there's no animal that he can't hunt. So whatever she turned into, he'll probably have
no, if
trouble
it says
waiting.
so, she turned into the elephant. She gonna put a mouse down, right? She turned
I
into the
don't know what he
gorilla.
gonna do.
He gonna put a
He gonna
banana
counteract it
down.
though.
He gonna do everything he got to do already.
All I know is if that man can take on Spider Man, bruh, and I think this is another thing too with Spider. I think people don't realize exactly how strong he is.
That's true.
Like that man, he's really, really strong, bro. And
He
that
is.
man can take on Spider-Man. I don't think
So it's
Vixen gonna beat him.
I think like I said, I think it'd be a great fight. It
He's a
would be
hunter, bro. That's
hard.
what he does, dog. He gonna hunt her down. He gonna ensnare her and trap her, and she gonna be
Well, here goes
done.
the thing.
Just like
She doesn't.
Batman would do.
None of her. Oh my god. None of her animals that she really uses are prey and are animals of prey. They're all predators. So they're hunters too. You know what I'm saying?
That's
She's like
fine.
a instinctual hunter. But
That's
I
fine.
agree with you. I do think that that is what Craven the Hunter does.
That's what he does,
Um,
dog.
I you're right. In
You gonna
some
choose the
instances you
crocodile, or
don't
you gonna choose the crocodile hunter? Who you gonna choose? May he
kill.
rest in peace.
Hey, is that crocodile killer croc? God damn it! You see what I'm saying? Then we
Yeah.
may have a different answer to that question. But
Well, all
yeah,
right. We're gonna get ready to end this episode. Hey man, shoot. I think we tried to stick to 30 minutes. We're on the hour almost, but hey, we had some technical difficulties or whatever. But hey, it's still a great show. Now we're down to our favorite part of the show, which is our cosplay crush. Really, who you got today?
I have. It's funny because when you look up her page, she says her name is Jasmine, like the princess. So already you know she's kind of into cosplays. Her name is Nerdy Blasian Cosplays. Nerdy Blasian Cosplays. Really, really cool. She's from the Midwest. She calls herself just a cosplaying nerd. That's exactly what she calls herself. She's into a lot of different ventures, cosplays, and different like clothing. She does a lot of stuff. But if you look at her cosplays, they're really, really intricate. She's a very beautiful lady. But the cool thing about her Instagram is a lot of her stuff is really funny. She's a really silly person too. Speaking of one of the Doctor's favorite characters, I was looking on there, and if I'm not mistaken, she actually has a Gamora cosplay. It's
Okay.
actually really, really, really cute Gamora cosplay. So please go on her page, check her out. Please follow her. Give her some likes, give her some shout outs. A couple of my favorites, she did a Wonder Woman cosplay that was really cool. Um, I know she did a Spider Girl cosplay that was really cool. Just go in there and take a look at her. It's on the screen. You see her pictures right there. We're gonna tag her and all that cool stuff. So, Nerdy Blazing cosplays. Thank you for being our cosplay crush today.
All right. So, like I always, like to subscribe to our show. Hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, especially. Anything. Leave your questions and comments. We want to hear about you. Who's your favorite Spider-Man? All about our pick ones or who you got. Hey, just leave us a question or comment. Hey, you like it, don't like it, let us know. We
Let us
appreciate
know what you
y'we
want to
but
see on future episodes.
we tired of hearing
Please
the
do.
phone calls and the text messages of your questions and stuff. Hey, put it on the page. Put the
Yeah, come
comments down
on.
on the page.
We
Stop
get a lot of
telling us
word
when
of
you
mouth
see us in person to
conversations.
call. Hey, man, we
Yeah.
like the show. This, and that. Hey, get on the show link. Question the comments. Put us down. Hey, if you got a show you want to see or see our opinion on, hey, let us know. Hey, also watch out. Hey, we know football season and everything's come up. Watch out for the Lost Birds sports coming up.
It
Hey,
is
we got
coming.
all kind of stuff coming up pretty
It is
soon.
coming.
So, hey, if you guys don't have anything else, hey, I'm good.
I'm good too, bro.
Plus the baby makes three.
All right, man. We'll see y'all next time.
Take it easy, y'all.